right, Grand Rising. Welcome back to the channel. Um, it's Shay Seeking from American Aborigines Unchained on YouTube and American Empress Unchained on, apologies, the other way around, right? I don't know. I just have this feeling, I think, tonight. I don't like the energy that's going on in the air. Like something just all of a sudden just changed for me. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know why. It's just a overwhelming energy here. Wow. Okay. So anyhow, I wound up reading in the Keeper Nagast, and I don't know, it just has me feeling some kind of way. Like it's a lot of plotting and planning and stuff that's going on in there. And like I always tell y'all, I think everybody has their path and journey, and nobody knows exactly what anyone goes through and how they process things and how they get downloads and messages and the workings of it all. But I just feel like, I don't know. I saw another soul sibling do a video today about like just being like lonely in a sense, right? And I feel like I know that there's a lot of people out there that have to be feeling that, and it makes me kind of sad. It makes me sadder for those people than anything, because I know how it is to like come into something and just your whole life changes, and like things that used to be important are not important anymore to you anymore, or whatever. Certain people, family and friends and stuff like that, and so like I said, I know how it feels, and I think there's something fortunate about being alone to a certain extent with me. I enjoy alone time. I enjoy being with myself very much, like almost too much. Other people like being around me sometimes and talking to me, it's like I don't even hear them. It's just that, like that. And like I said, I don't know if that just means that I'm like not even there. Like, I don't know, maybe it feels like I'm like spending time with the Elohim, just, I don't know, listening, and like I said, I have to do more of that. I realize that, okay, I do not like listening to something all day, because I went a very long time without listening to music at all. When I would drive in the car, even a long distance, I just would be quiet. It would just be quiet. I went from, not watching television or anything like that. And I don't know. Like I said, it's been a whirlwind since I have, but normally, even if it's a movie or anything like that, or music, it has to be something behind it. I have to feel some kind of connection, right? And then there has to be something in the lyrics. And it's almost like that's what I'm listening to. Like I'm just tuning in differently to things. I used to be a movie buff, but like now it's just like there has to be like some kind of message or some parallel something, right? And I guess it may be that whole thing going within for the answers. But I feel like sometimes I can't find the answers. Sometimes I feel like, there is a ceiling, a glass ceiling, right? And sometimes I feel like just being like heavily enlightened, like you don't want to come across some kind of way, like, I know, because people are used to like that God energy or whatever, or looking in the sky for God or whatever. But for me, that's just not my thing. To think that there's someone physically they may have some kind of, it might be somebody that has a vehicle that they can make rounds, right? But just thinking that again, that's just my only my view on that. But for me, coming into this whole like force field, I feel like this year, and just having a different aspect or a different way of like looking at the world or the universe, it's been overwhelming. And I'll tell you that it is kind of lonely. Like you can get lonely, but I don't know. It's like I can't remember what song it is, but it's like sitting here trying to like separate the real from like what's not, like the illusion. And like I said, it's hard. It's really hard. I think that's what's so hard for me, because I feel like it's just powerful. Like any type of direct connection is very powerful for me. And sometimes I feel like it goes beyond a force of what it was supposed to be. Like mistakenly jumping into something that you possibly aren't even, you know what I'm saying, ready for, right? So that's what I'll say. And it's just like not even lonely, because like, okay, you could be lonely or whatever, but you know, it's like specifically a certain energy, you know what I'm saying, that you want to be around. Like, and that's it. And like, like I said, I don't know, it's just something. Like, I don't know if it's something pulling on my heartstrings or pulling on my something, but it's just like, for me, I just want truth. I'm just seeking truth. I'm seeking answers. I'm seeking advice. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeking counsel from source, yeah, but it would be nice also, and that's what I feel like sometimes, that it's like a whole preserving energy. So it's like, be strong. Like, don't go off like doing anything crazy or anything like that. And it's just like, I don't know. Being a female and being someone on this plane that feels as though you're very different and everybody's treating you as if you're very different, and masculine energies that you could once count on, it seems like you can't anymore. Like that is a very scary or intimidating situation. And I think that like just me being so like abrupt and so like especially these past couple of months, just being very forward and just open and honest about how I'm feeling about situations and things and people, people's energy and things like that. Excuse me. Realizing also that there's other energy that's coming in on me, and not being able to detect and know that, again, it might not be. Excuse me. It might not always be like positive energy. And it just has me in my feelings, and like also deciphering between different types of relationships, like, or just like even like companionships, right? Almost like, what can I say? Oh yeah, that's what the song is. I'm trying to separate all the facts from the fiction. I'm living in a world of contradiction. Whew. And so yeah, I just think that is just I think that that's what it is right now for me. And it's just like, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to source, like I don't know what's going on, but like I would like. Ugh, is that hard for me to say? I think it is. I would like just somebody to talk to, like on the same level. And I think that that's where I'm at right now. So like anything, like I said, it is not working for me. Like it has to go. Like I have to go. Like it's almost like my favorite song probably ever is Lauryn Hill, I Get Out. And I think what she says, you know, if everything must go, then go. Right? And I think it bothers me like to feel like if I feel like these types of connections with people and there's other energies that are, you know, in the way or keeping excuse me, I keep yawning. I don't know, y'all. Okay? Excuse me. Yeah, some of this text is just like I said. The camera for some reason is frozen right now. So I was gonna show you guys a couple of cards, right? I was gonna show you guys a couple of cards, but the camera is frozen, so I might just go ahead and read a little bit out of the Keeper Nagas. But I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't know what it is about the Solomon energy. But like where we left off the other day about a death, and I just don't want to speak it. I just don't want to speak it. And so that's why I'm probably not. Yeah, like a lot of this, I just don't want to. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. Don't know what it is. Okay? But I feel like I do have to read it. And it's just overwhelming me actually. Because a lot of people, you know, like I said, a lot of people I think just, you know, playing a lot of games, and I think there's like the real and just like separating, like I said, the facts from all the fiction. And I feel like everybody should be like on that sometimes, so I think it gets me frustrated. I do. I feel like especially if I feel like there's a strong connection that I can sense with someone. Oh, excuse me. It's almost like you should know, like the reason why I do some of the stuff that I do, even when I don't want to do it. It is hard. I will tell you, and I'm just saying, it's. Ooh, that was a chill. Okay, my fault, y'all. It is hard. You know, I think that again, but I appreciate, and I'm, you know, I give gratitude for the patience and everything, and just being able to maneuver the way I have been lately. I just hope that again, the messages that I put out help someone else process and go through these things. Right? Because we are in a parallel world, and it's almost like hard to separate that from what's going on in your real life. And again, your real life also is going to be shifted and changed because people are going to come in and out. Things are going to move. You might have to move. You might have to leave. You know, so it's just a lot of things that's going on. But at the same time, it's like, okay, say something was like something was like through like telepathic communication or some type of communication, right? But then all of a sudden, it seems like you get like these messages or whatever that, again, this is like how people meet their regular soulmate in their life. But it's like so much going on, but it's unseen in a sense. So it's just like really hard to explain it. And I just worry. And that's just what I do. I worry. I do worry. And it's mainly about other people. And I feel like, right now, Source is telling me, you need to be worried about yourself. Right? But I can't help also be worried about people that I care about. But I feel like I'm finding out that a lot of people that I care about don't care about me. And so you are possibly being stagnant because you're still trying to care about people that don't care about you and don't even want you to care about them. And it's just sad. And I'm just like, whatever. At this point, that's just what it is. I just feel for people. I don't know. It's just something. It's an empathic something. I mean, sometimes when I think about what's going on this plane, it's just my chest or my heart is just like stressed. And it shouldn't be that way. But of course, we could say, oh, you shouldn't let this and it shouldn't. But no, I think people don't understand that. Again, I don't know. I think some of us are just wired differently. And then on top of that, you have to take abuse a lot of times from these people that you care about that they don't care about you. Do you see what I'm saying? Excuse me. And it's almost like I have things to take care of in my life. But at the same time, I feel like somebody, it just like, not that they need me, right? But I just feel like that there's somebody that is like mirroring the energy that I'm mirroring. That's what it feels like. And it feels like everything in the world is trying to stop me from connecting either spiritually, like communicating in whatever sense, or even just like seeing that person. And I feel like it's something that is very important that is supposed to happen between me and this person. A conversation. It's something. It's something. And it's just like, this is just the energy, like I said, that it's just like that energy that you can't help. Nothing else in the world matters to me. I mean, it's stuff for my children or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I can't go there or anything, but it's just like nothing else matters to me. It's like because people are losing their lives every day, here. And that's what I'm saying. You can never like go back. So it's just like, forget about all that stuff. Like, I be thinking about like, forget about, making sure this is straight, always tying up loose ends, always make sure everything is perfect or whatever. And it's just like, that's just all. I don't know. It's just something that I can't help. I can't help. It's a gravitational something. And it's almost just like it's a healing experience or something. It really is. It's like it's something that is going to be healing, but then I have to be very careful because, again, I feel like there's another energy out there that just wants something not good. So again, the first judgment of a drama's king of Rome, okay? And I think this is 67. And the reason why, I'll tell you why I feel a little bit strange about reading this, is because I feel like there are already things that have been set up within the so-called kingdom that are already not legit. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna happen. It happens even when it comes to royal bloodlines and lineage. I think it's something that just it just happens. Okay, and that's just what it is. And I feel like the thing for me is that bothers me the most, which makes me feel like I'm just different. We're all different. We're all unique in our own way, in our own right. I'm not even gonna finish the video, okay? I'm not. So again, the sheep, okay. There's judgment, right? The sheep have destroyed all the shoots from the root and the vine, and they all belong to thee. And if they have eaten the leaves and branches and the blossoms of the grapes, uh, take the sheep, shear their wool, and also the young sheep which have not yet brought forth young ones, but the sheep which have already brought forth young ones for the first time, leave to the owner of the sheep. Anyways, I don't want to even finish this because I feel like this is talking about children for some reason. And so I'm not. I'm not going to read it. But it says, this is judgment, is a judgment of the people of God of Israel. Henceforth judge him that hath a case at law. Wage war with him, and wage war. Rule him that would be ruled. Okay? Keep alive him that should be kept alive. Pass a judgment that ought to be passed according as men would be judged. And take this city to thyself and to thy seed and the seed after thee. Now, again, I don't know what this means. This just made me think, like I said, all this stuff could be spiritual, right? This means that you may not even be aware. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I see some of the stuff like that. That some of the stuff this is done like on some other something, right? Where you're not gonna see. But some of the stuff I feel like is actually going on in real life in society. Right? And it says, and all the men of the city of Rome were pleased, and they made Adramus king over them, and they rejoiced in him with a great joy, for it happened thus by the will of God. Right? So again, I don't know. All right? It says, after this, a fever seized Baltazar, and he sent Adramus to the war, and into everything that he wished, while as himself remained in the city. After this, Baltazar died, and Adramus directed the kingdom, and the city of Rome became the possession of Adramus and his generations, right? And it says, after him, for the will of God, the kingdom of the world were given to the seed of Shem, and slavery to the seed of Ham. And let's see, Ham was a progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negro for some reason. Okay. And handcrafts to the seed of Japhet, right? And it says the kingdom of Madian, okay? And it says the kingdom of Madian was the seed of Shem, for the seed of Isaac was Esau, who went from his mother's womb with Jacob, clinging to the sole of his foot. And Jacob carried away the right of the firstborn from Esau for the sake of a bowl of porridge. Right? And I don't know why this made me feel like, I just feel sad. I don't know. When I say that, what I feel, what I'm trying to say is it may be somebody else that's feeling like this. Like, because all of a sudden, like, and that's what I feel like. All of a sudden, sometimes I come down with these kind of intuitive kind of illnesses or ailments. And I feel like it's not really me. It's maybe somebody I know. Somebody I'm connected to some kind of way that's going through something. And I just would never want nobody that I know or anybody, again, that I care about, again, or anybody that maybe would be dealing with this and can't understand, because I'm telling you right now, I have been meeting, let me tell you something, okay? we're just gonna stop right there because I really don't even want to read it anyway. And we're just gonna call these things like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't, because obviously somebody don't want me talking about whatever it is, but that is never gonna stop me. But I'm just so worried about what is the right thing that we need to be focusing on right now on this platform. What do I need to be talking about, right? But oh, sorry, oh Jesus. All right, so. And I think I'm just tired. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, damn near. I'm gonna tell you how like some of this works. Like, okay. So I was up late one night and I feel like I was just getting downloads. And I'm just gonna use like these keywords or whatever to explain certain things. And then I don't know, I just couldn't sleep. And then I got a little bit of sleep. I woke up in the morning and I ended up feeling this feeling like right away that I needed to go to this place, right? Near this park. And I end up going and I end up pulling over for a second because I need to check something on my phone and I didn't want to text and drive. So I'm sitting there for a second or whatever, and then somebody like comes over. I mean, I'm couldn't have been there for more than 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And it was very nice. The person asked if I needed some help or something. And I was like, no, I'm just looking at I don't know. I'm here because I'm just trying to check this message or whatever. Right? And so they were like, you sure? Anything I can help you with? I just was making sure that I said, no, I'm cool. But kind of still persistent, right? And so I'm just like, yeah, I'm actually just sitting here. I'm just sitting here. I needed to check my phone or whatever. And I don't know, there's something I don't know. I'm just sitting here listening to something. Like I had he was like, oh, what? Like I can't remember what he said first, right? It was something like, do you speak to them or something? And I'm like, huh? And then he's like, yeah, like, certain energy or whatever and certain things. Or he was like, because I speak to he said that he speaks to the dead. And I don't know, for somebody like me, like I said, I'm like, oh, I mean, because I don't necessarily look at it like that, right? Long story short, we had a long conversation and we had a lot in common about what's going on with us. He's been in a situation longer than me, but it's just like this keeps happening. So there's something about this, and there's something about me even sharing this story, and there's something about somebody gonna be probably like, why you sharing that story? And there might be somebody that be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe somebody shared that story. But for me, I think it's very important for those that are chosen or are in this type of ascension or something to be supportive of each other. I mean, you got good and bad, you got people that's after, it's just so much going on. I just feel that it is just something you have to be almost like it's tightened energy. It is, without the actual physical, I don't know, that's just what it feels like. And there's going to be a lot of people that, I mean, of course, you guys already know, walk away. Like, you just don't even know why or whatever. Or maybe, you have been preoccupied. But, like with gossip and everything like that, it's kind of like, if people are so worried, then why wouldn't anybody, reach out? Why wouldn't anybody say something? Why do people just sit there and speculate and talk rumors and or talk about what you don't do instead of like approaching you and assisting you in some kind of way to do it? Like, especially if they would know that you would be a great asset or addition. And I just, like I said, I think about things like that when it comes to people that speak these same things, that feel as though they, you want to call it chosen, or again, I call them elect sometimes, right? But I think that it's that whole thing of just being in this realm and it being so dysfunctional and so backwards. It's just hard to process, and it's hard to. It's hard. It's hard to stay like sane when you're looking at a lot of people that just don't want to. Even it's hard to even speak truth or whatever when you look at, and so many people don't want to hear it. Actually, they might want to harm you because of you telling it. But it would be silly to not realize some of the things that are going on, especially when it comes to building nations and things around here, and who are the people that are running them, and what kind of access are they going to be having. And I think that that's why there are a lot of, maybe, and it made me think about the 144,000 really quick right now. It just kind of said that because excuse me, I don't know, when I think about the 144,000 now, I'm thinking like, is it that those that are going to be enlightened on that level, on that scale? And then I think about also, like, I feel like the things that have been done, like I said, to some of us, again, I say it including me, I don't know, it feels like I get frustrated sometimes because, what if there is another part of me that I'm not able to tap into or access because somebody has, done something. And that's another thing that I think if anything I had to say at this point in time, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Like, I'm frustrated because that feels like there's a blockage. And I say sometimes if there's not a blockage, then again, it's possibly me blocking myself from myself, because again, sometimes I have to just depend on that. And it's just like that. And sometimes I don't know if it's just being in this feminine energy and connecting with these women that have been with gods and, in different energies and kings and emperors over time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just has something to do with that kind of energy, but it's kind of like a heartbreaking kind of energy. Like, you don't have to be in a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, even when it comes to like any kind of communication, any other kind of way, it's like, it's almost like something else is like taking over, right? So it's almost like a punishable energy. And like all throughout the biblical, y'all know this is what I talk about again, why I separate it like that, because it's very, I'm seeing the nature of it, right? So it's like you kind of feel like at the end of the day, there is this force field, this bubble around you. But it's like almost like source, or maybe if it's like Elohim, or maybe it's like we can use Adonai, right? There's no favorites, right? Matter of fact, in this sense of being in this feminine and connecting to these feminine energies, you're actually probably not gonna get no kind of like, one-up energy on nobody. It's like work. Regardless if you got to get up and leave your house and go to work, like to a job or whatever, I'm just talking about it's work. It's work. And then having access, I feel like, to a certain type of information. It may not be all. There may be some people that can see more, whatever. But it's just like the whole thing of overstepping, and that's like what I be trying not to do. I don't know. This conversation is like really all over the place, but I feel like what I'm saying is, that's just what it is. I can sympathize with people that are going through that right now. It's just the only thing that some of us are set apart because we do like maybe being with ourselves just a little bit too much. and other people's energy can really rub off on you and make you feel like, sometimes it can just make me feel like very irritable. Like I just don't want nobody like coming by me or nothing, you know. Um, so it makes me kind of like that, like jumpy in a sense like that, because I think I'm just getting more sensitive to energy. But I do feel like, again, that it's okay. And I feel like it's not going to last forever. And I do feel like there is, again, um, it made me think about Woody and Buzz Lightyear. I don't know, but it's like the whole like you've got a friend in me energy. But anyway, y'all, I don't know what I'm even talking about. I had planned on like getting out of the house this weekend, but I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just sitting here now. And I'm nervous and I'm scared to read this. And I just feel like, again, I feel like there's been a lot of sadness lately. I feel like there's been people leaving. I feel like, you know, things are changing. Things are all being altered. And, you know, like I said, it just, and I think it's for the better, actually. But I know that some things are happening for the worse. And I think that that's just what it is. So just be, I guess, kind. Just be kind to each other. Like I just was having a conversation earlier with someone about like, you know, even I've been guilty like in the past or whatever. I was just like, you know, you're supposed to be there for some reason, but your eye and everything else is drawing you to something else, right? And so it's just like, you know, I was saying people worry too much about what somebody looks like or what they have or something like that, rather than what's coming out of their mouth. What their actions are could be something different as well, right? But what's actually coming, you know, out of their mouth, what are they actually really saying? Like, I don't want to look at the person's shirt no more. I don't want to look at, you know, like somebody. Yeah, was asking about something someday, because again, that, you know, people be doing things like that. They be like getting on people or whatever. But it makes me feel uncomfortable these days when I will be the first one. I will be the first one. But I think it's also like, you know, just learning a lesson, like I said, of just feeling like, even if it's not always physical right in front of my face, sensing negative energy coming in my way, change the way that I look. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm concerned about what you and not even necessarily what you're saying, like on the surface. Like, what are we really talking about? You know what I'm saying? And if we can put that together, like, then that's just really only what's important. So again, I don't know. I've just been looking at things differently. I just been looking at, because I think people just, I guess it is, or what the world needs now is love, or just love being that icon or something, you know. I don't know. And that's just it. And then also, what I need from you is understanding. I know the song is understanding, right? But understanding. And I think that is just something that we tend to only want to voice our opinions sometimes. Again, I'm guilty of things like this that I had to kind of reflect on myself for the past year and just see. And sometimes to not be the only one talking, or just, you know, because I know that like in a defensive mode, sometimes that can be something that people do, right? But If you have to find yourself having to defend yourself all the time, it can seem like very abrupt, and you can seem very direct, and you can seem these things or whatever. But I don't know. And it's just like, that's it. That's it. But like, that's what I said. Just, I don't know why I feel like I hear like something ringing or something. But yeah, so I don't know. I just say, just, if we was in church or something, I tell you to say something to your neighbor. But no, like really, really, I just think that right now, if you know somebody that's having a hard time, to just reach out to them. And again, like I said, um, I know it feels like a lot of people walked away from me, but again, like I just feel that need of something, that someone needs somebody or needs something. I don't know. You know what it feels like? It just feels like out in the cold. Like I keep hearing something like out in the cold. And I feel like there's a lot of people that may have, like I just said, have gone through times when you have maybe did something real messed up. Some people just can't help their damn self. And they just gonna continue to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? But again, for those that have, you know, have changed their lives in a sense or whatever, or changed certain things, you know. I just think that that's just it. I see too much people just willing to like jump on a bandwagon to hate. How about we try jumping on that same wagon and, be caring? And if you see somebody has a lot of something, okay, that's them. Really, if you look around, you probably have a lot of something too to offer, or that you have something that in like abundance or whatever in your own life. But it's almost like how I used to think about like when it went to like the welfare system or something like that. Like it might be a single mother, it's like you almost have to have nothing in order for them to want to give you something. And it's almost like, well, damn, it wouldn't be that many people that didn't have nothing if you offered a little something to those that may look like they have a lot of something, but really they don't. Like I used to just look at that. Like when it comes to middle class, you know, maybe they wouldn't fall below that line, you know what I'm saying, if there was something also offered for them. But I remember, like there was certain protocol or certain, when it comes to your income or whatever like that, right? Oh, God. Excuse me, I'm tired. Right? So it's just like a little bit of tenderness, a little bit of love, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think it just would make people's day go a little bit better. And then finding people again that are like-minded, in the same energy. It made me think about like how even back in the 80s, how people used to get together a lot more than, well, again, I guess in my family. Now it just seemed like it's more just holidays or whatever, or family reunions, but it was just a natural attraction. You know what I'm saying? People did, even when we were younger, like even when I was younger with like my sister and them. You know what I'm saying? It was something we just gravitated towards each other. So again, if one wasn't there or whatever, it was just like we woke up in the morning, we got dressed, or we brought our stuff and we went and we stayed, you know what I'm saying, for the weekend, the week, sometimes months, you know what I'm saying? It was just that, you know what I'm saying? So again, and I do remember like around those times, but again, I've always kept my circle really, really tight and really, really close, right? But I think that again, processing that when it comes to, like I said, this new age kind of thing, it can be kind of confusing sometimes. But just don't, let it overwhelm you. And I think that that's what I'm trying to teach myself, to just see, have that. Sometimes it can turn into a sense of faith for me, right? But if you have that, um, that everything will work out. I don't like What I don't like, right, is feeling like there is a part that you're supposed to play, but for some reason you are getting blocked out. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. I don't like it. I prefer to be what do you call it? An optional loner. If I'm feeling like being a loner, I want to be a loner. But if I don't want to be a loner, and I'm supposed to be doing something, I want to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. But I think that everything is happening for some reason, right? And I just don't want it to seem like it's just happening for some reason where it's just like, again, certain people are going to be cut off or lose out and, just sat here and did nothing. But it almost feels like sometimes like a lot of the people that may have been sent to help me, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's something about me or something like that. And I think at first that might have been a little bit hurtful, but then once I did a little bit more reassessment of myself and things, I'm like, I'm never going to be that bad where it's like nobody wants to come around. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't help what people and how they feel about me. What people feel about me really, if I hear it or if I sense it or if I know it, okay, it matters, but it's not going to define or it's not going to do anything like that for me. And I think that's where I'm at with it. So, I don't know, y'all. That was just a little bit of a rant and a ramble. But, like I said, I do feel like there is some kind of energy around me where I feel like I want to say it should be like some fun time and time to, but I don't know. And this is just from my situation, right? And again, whoever I feel like I would be connected to, that I just feel like there's something that someone needs to be aware of. And I feel like also that somebody, and maybe that whole energy that I'm feeling is just like somebody being left out in the cold, right? Somebody being left out in the cold. And it is kind of chilly out here actually, so that's why I'm moving around so much. I'm about to go inside. But maybe that is the energy too, but it may be actually, and I guess this is why I even wanted to say it, because it feels like it's something that's leaving somebody in a vulnerable situation. And wouldn't you hate that? I would hate to go through something, right, where I could have been of help to someone, and they felt like they couldn't come to me for whatever reason. That's one thing, and that's what I say. All right. So I don't know, y'all. It's like 3:00 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm feeling uncomfortable about reading what that is there, but I do feel like there is something that was about some kind of some kind of something that was going on in here, right? I felt like there was some kind of deceptive energy. Again, like, am I just that person, right? And I'm trying to stay away from it, right? But it just pointed something out to me. Okay, so, yeah. It says, and unless the soul be restrained by temperance, it will bring down into the net the whole lust of the belly, that is of the body. For the body is greedy, but the temperance restraineth the soul. Therefore Paul said, that which the soul doth not wish, the body wisheth. And that which the body doth not wish, the soul wisheth. And so each contends against the other. If a man willeth a thing, and his soul joined itself with his desire, he becometh like Christ. And the apostles say that Christ is the head of every man who travaileth upon the straight path. And our Lord said unto his disciples, Walk in the spirit and perform ye not the lust of your bodies. Now, again, this whole thing about the lust of perform yea, not the lust of your body. Okay. But again, this makes me think about, okay, this straight and narrow path, right? So again, it's almost making me think like we're talking about the lust of the bodies, right? So a lot of the bodies, I was about to say bodybuilding. But again, like it makes me think about nations and nation building and stuff like that. And so again, maybe the whole set apart energy is for people that refuse to get involved in certain things. And I hate for people to think that I'm judging anybody for anything that anybody does. And that's what I said, because that's what I was talking about. Okay? Because people want you to judge people. People want you to say, well, people shouldn't, but I feel like, that's like this. Okay. That's like if there's a sensitive topic. I'm trying to be better with what I say and how I say it, right? So again, say there's a sensitive topic. We won't even make one specific. It's a sensitive topic. The sensitive topic could have something to do with the person that's in the room. So what we always talk about people getting in their feelings, right? If somebody hears any of the peep about something and you are someone who is involved with it, or that's what you are, or this is something that has something to do with you, people, their ears go, it's just like this thing. It's this thing. If you're dark, we'll just use this, okay? We're gonna have to use one, okay, y'all, all right? So if you're dark skinned and you go into a place and there's a whole bunch of light skinned people in there, and all of a sudden somebody say, yeah, something, but dark skin, you're gonna be like, it's gonna make you feel some kind of way or whatever, right? You're gonna jump right all the way in your feelings first before you even really hear what they could have been about to say. They are so beautiful. It's the most beautiful skin tone in the world. They could have been saying this, but it don't matter because you were in a room full of people that didn't look like that, and they were saying something about that, and it already put you on point. Probably got you over there looking just like that to wait and see what they're gonna say. And then you might feel real silly if they was gonna say that's the most perfect skin tone and they wish they had it. Okay, that's what I'm saying. All right. So it's just like, judging people for how they look or what they have on that are there to give you a message about something, right? Because I think we're talking about something that was on the television or whatever. And everybody was bringing up things about everything else that was going on except for what the person was saying, right? And I used to be one of those people, I'm tired, y'all. I forgot what I was about to say. And that's when I started getting like that, like kind of loopy or whatever. But, and that's why I was just trying to tell them I'm dealing with the energy of people. I don't even have time to really worry about what people are doing, what they have, what they collect, what they, you know what I'm saying? It's just not about that for me no more, or what color lipstick or anything like that. And so it's just like, I forgot what we were talking about, y'all. I gotta go to bed. I went to bed really late, I think last night too. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say. So again, whatever, we have to talk about the body, okay? And the body, like I said, the body could be, don't do what the body is doing, what the other group of people are doing. So again, when it comes to a so-called community, don't do what the community is doing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to refrain from what the body is doing or the community is doing. And that's just kind of like what I get from it too. All right? Yeah. Because again, the lust of your body. So again, if your body, like the group of people are lusting for something, it's saying to just walk in the spirit and perform not the lust of that body. So again, it's kind of like keep to yourself. Damn. I mean, that's almost like what it's like. Yeah. Same thing with your own head. Like if we're just using the head as like a chieftain or a pharaoh or a goddess or a god or an emperor, empress, whatever the head is. You know what I'm saying? But again, and whatever, like there's some corruption within that. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe that's even with that energy of letting go of branches or family or certain things or whatever that don't, um, you know. And when they heard this, they forsook all the lust and of the flesh. Um, okay, and they said unto our Lord, behold, now we have forsaken everything and followed thee. What is our reward? So again, I don't know. I mean, it right here. When it comes to this Paul energy and this chastity energy, I don't know, right? But again, I don't know. It's weird to me. But again, I don't see about the whole forsaking the flesh, because again, like I said, I really do feel like this has something to do with like lusting for things. I mean, I just feel like it has to do with something else, right? Because when you break down flesh, I mean, like I said, I just feel like it's talking about something else. It might be like corruption or some kind of like corruptive ways or something that the group. So again, if we're thinking that this have to do with your body and it really have something to do with the actions that these groups are doing, you know what I'm saying? Then that just is kind of like ridiculous to keep thinking that, because that's where people are going to get misled and they're going to go astray. If, again, all of it is theoretical. All of it it's like a puzzle. It's like a clue. It's like some kind of thing or something to put together. You just got to have all the tools, you know what I'm saying, in order to do it, I feel. Right? Within and out, but mainly going within, I feel like. Yeah. Mm. Mm. All right. So again, but then they went ahead and said something about the flesh. So again, maybe that's just what they thought, but really it just say don't lust after the flesh then. Excuse me. I hope I'm not getting sick, but usually around September I do, even though it's now October. And when they heard this, they forsook all lust and flesh, and they said, um, behold, now we have forsaken everything and followed thee. What is our reward? And our Savior said unto them, yea, have made your bodies like unto those of angels, and yea, shall do mighty deeds, even as I do. And behold, I have given you authority to raise the dead, um, and I have given you power to heal the sick, and ye shall trample upon all the power of the enemy. And at my second coming, yea, shall judge and put to shame the 12 tribes of Israel, because they have not believed on me, and have treated my glory with contempt. As for those who believe in me, ye or yea shall magnify them, and shall make them to rejoice with you in my kingdom. All right. So again, I promise you, I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. I cannot finish it, and I feel so bad because I feel like there was something in here. There's something that's going to happen overnight. Just in case you do have this, and I do put this up, and you do think about it or whatever, where again someone is supposed to be like mistreated or misled or something, and so that's why I kind of wanted to do it. But like I said, I can't. I'm just too tired, and when I get like that, I can't even really think straight. So I'm not even gonna have time to show you guys the cards that I pulled, right? Well, maybe we'll just do it really quick, okay? I apologize, but So again, this was the first. I like to talk about the first card that jumped out of the deck when I opened it up, right? So it says information to explain, communication about, resulting from fluctuation of, and this is Gemini, I think, right? And it says what you want to be known. And that's why I want to really look into these cards, because these are different, and that's kind of like, wow, I got them, okay? But what is believed about, use the quickest way, and Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how these cards work, right? But I do know that this one says personal power, the mysteries of life, a major change. That I could kind of relate to a lot of stuff that was on these cards that came out in the eighth house. So again, I'm looking into more about houses and different things like that. But right, and then on the flip side, right, it says as a life or death issue, getting and using power, use other people's resources. I don't know. That don't sound too good after what we just read, right in there. But I guess it is. Like it's hard for me, okay? It's hard for me sometimes. It's hard for me. And I think Source mess with me because he you know what I'm saying, they know it's hard for me to ask somebody for some help, especially now. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they all just turn their back on me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be, you know what I'm saying, chilling. I'm just connect with Source. You know what I'm saying? Or even if I feel like sometimes I feel like that connection is not there all the time, and I feel like I have to go within myself. Like really, literally, I feel like that's just what it is, and I feel like again, all of us could do that too, you know, to a certain extent. I guess. I mean, it depends on what you think and how you feel, right? You may be surprised. So again, energize, comfort, force yourself to. Okay, but I think that, and then it says the drive for, the comforting of an action, right? So again, they have Mars here, right? And that's the whole like force yourself, like. And I was just thinking, like, what? Force myself to do what? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me some more. That's how I feel. I hope I'm not being too like, but it's Friday. Like I said, it's Friday. That's a fun day or whatever. And it is like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to go to bed, but you know what I'm saying. I told y'all, it's just it is like I'm letting loose just a little bit. And these cards seem like they're kind of fun or whatever. Yeah. But it almost like it's saying force yourself to action. I don't know. I wonder if these cards are something like it's whatever you kind of like focus on first. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this one is freedom, associations, your circle of friends. And I was just thinking, like, where? Like, that's what I've been thinking lately, right? I feel like even if they was sent, you know what I'm saying? um, Something happened, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I think sometimes people walk away, you know, thinking that like it's supposed to hurt you or something. Um, and it can, and it does. But I think some people, you know, if you don't allow hurt feelings or knowing that people hurt you, um, you know what I'm saying, and blaming people, you know what I'm saying. I just like to take it like, oh, that's what it was, you know what I'm saying, like that. Okay, and then I just go ahead and I just have to do what I do to heal, right? I don't want to hold no grudge, is what I'm saying, and I don't want to like retaliate, like unless you like really do something to one of you know my children or something like that. Then it's a wrap, right? Or if you really just like come in my face, you really put your hands on, you know what I'm saying. That's how like it was when you was growing up. You know what I'm saying? If they put their hands on you, if they put their hands on you, you know what I'm saying. But usually I couldn't wait. Because that's what my uncle and them said. You don't never wait for nobody to hit you first, right? But for me, I had to think about that when it comes to words, when it comes to, again, knowing that people are open, whatever, enemies or whatever. But I think that, again, just maybe making note of it, knowing it's there. It might bother you on some days or whatever, but what do? Does it really matter at the end of the day? I mean, it do matter if it's a mob of people or something, then you got to be like paying attention, like especially you don't know these people, you don't know who gonna walk up on you at any time, so it kind of got you in this kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like that. So that's what I'm saying. Because a lot of times I can sense things like around me. I can sense like a snake in the grass energy, right? But I don't want to look at everybody like they the snake. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think that sometimes for me, that's the hard part. Because once I'm on guard, it's hard. It's hard. Once I'm on guard, it is hard for anybody to penetrate. I just feel that way. Like you would really have to be sneaking around and shit. Because once I'm on guard, all bets are it's like that with those, you know what I'm saying? Or I got them swords, and it's just like that, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad sometimes, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm like cool like this or whatever, but like I'm just saying when it comes to anything like having to do with somebody putting their hands on you or anybody, you know what I'm saying? I just can't. So like that's just what it is. I used to always be a hothead. Sometimes I even have to ask myself and question myself today. Like, would you be ready? You know. So, anyways, it says, for humanity's sake, okay, your hopes and wishes, do it for the future. And it says this is in the 11th house, and then it has these little hands and stuff, and these blackbirds. I think that's what they are. What kind of bird is that? Is that like a swallow or something like that? I don't know. But they got these blue ribbons or this blue lace or whatever around it, which reminds me of the blue lace that we were just talking about the other day. Yeah. So again, and then sometimes I feel bad because I think like some of the stuff that I do may, you know what I'm saying, be feeling like I'm attacking people. You know what I'm saying? That may be assisting me, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I said about like, not miscommunication, but like lack of communication, right? And I think that that's what kind of leads to that because I'm just like, I don't know. Like it's like with a blindfold on in a, you know, like I said, you being jumped or you in a fight, you just like, it's just like this thing. And that's just what I feel like. So, I don't know. But I feel like at the end of the day, I'll be thinking like Source got me. But I know that a lot of people, I don't want to say are not like that strong in the mind. Everybody has their breaking point. That's what it is. Everybody has their breaking point, right? And I think that lately I have been having this like point where I just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I do like wish that I had somebody to talk to about just these daily things, you know what I'm saying, that be going on, right? Like, and at some point I thought that, you know what I'm saying, that might be something that might be happening, but again, it's hard like to be in your hometown or close to home and find people that are like actually, you know, think the same and see the same or whatever like that. So I think that's what it is. So sometimes it's like, and I could, to be honest with you, it can be consuming. It can keep me like stagnant sometimes because sometimes I just want to relay something or bounce something off of somebody or whatever. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? And I think it can turn you into somebody that's like more seeing things only your way because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to talk to nobody if you ain't going to be talking about nothing for real. And that can come off as mean and rude, and that's why then it's best for you just like stick to yourself and just get used to it. And there's things that you could do, you know what I'm saying? Pass the time. My mind is always going somewhere, or reading something, or thinking something, or listening, or waiting for some kind of something. So I don't know, y'all. This message is all over the place, and I apologize for that. But I'm still gonna put it up. It's a mess. It's a mess, but we still gonna put it up. And it's 3:30, and I'm about to go to bed, y'all. I think it's been like an hour or whatever. Yeah, so I hope y'all been enjoying these videos or whatever. Or not even enjoying, don't even enjoy it. I hope that you found something useful within the video. Or any of these videos. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Yeah. So tomorrow will be a little bit more focused. You know what I'm saying? But it's Friday night. You know. And this is kind of fun, I guess I have. You know. I was going to try to step out or whatever, but I didn't. So this was fun enough, I guess, for me. And now, see, my eyes just closed right there because I'm sleepy. I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.